is. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the motherfucking job. I got fired. Let's talk. Real talk. Um, today's topic, starting out 12th season, talking about what's going on in LA with the protests, the Jews, Gaza, and everything in between. If you feel it's a topic you want to talk about, feel free to get in the comments. Let me know what it is. We go from there. But it's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe to this. Don't miss out on this. It's real talk. With that being said, these protests that's going out through the United States, USC, Columbia, New York, UCLA. These are the more prominent protesters that are being exasperated by the media. A lot of these protests engaged and started peaceful. A lot of these protests rose from the grass. People that's tired of, people being killed. People that's tired of their money going to another country that's committing suicide. So they have like some demands, which if you giving your money to somebody, you have some type of say so of, like, hey, where's that money going? Why it ain't being redirected back to me? If don't need it, we need it over here. So these people have real, genuine questions and demands that, in my opinion, need to be met and need to be dealt with. But in further news, as these people continue to be peaceful, their encampments is peaceful. Everything was cool until the Jews came. Everything was peaceful until the Jews came, and they don't even have nobody to support. Who are the Jews supporting? I mean, to what degree do you sit up here and say, oh, well, we're just going to push to everybody's dead? That's genocide. That's racism. That's bigotry. That's fascism. That's all the isms and is there is to relate on. But what are you protesting? The Jews in America are protesting the protesters. They're protesting the fact that other human beings are protesting against genocide. That's all this is about. These Jews could sit up here and say, oh, they're telling you lies, they're saying this, they're saying that. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, when tensions rise, when protesters clash, this is only happening when the Jews are present. The only time that I've seen this happen without the Jews being present, to my awareness, is in Columbia, New York, where these protesters started bashing windows, defacing property, degrading public regard. It's out of line. And that's one of the protesters I have a problem with. When you're protesting, do your thing. Protest, block things off, do it respectfully in a respectable, and humane manner. Of course, we can't say the same thing for the Jews, those that call themselves Jews here in America, or the Zionist regime abroad. USC, started this protest over the valedictorian. Now, the Jews could have came out and said, hey, we're going to have a protest because of X, Y, and the third, and we're going to say we have, but it's not until these Palestinians start saying, hey, we're going to protest against genocide. Hey, oh, but then they get mad when they say, oh, but she said, and she supported somebody that said from the river to the sea. Well, what is Benjamin Netanyahu doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's killing the Palestinians from the Jordan River all the way to the Red Sea, all the way to the other sea that's above them. So for a Palestinian to say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Who owns Palestinian land? Who controls it? Who's the big boss there? The Jews. The Jews are the big boss. And the Jews are the ones with the foot on the Palestinian necks. Oh, you can only go through here at this certain time. You can only go to this mosque at this certain time. For what? Why are you doing that other than hate? Oh, because there are bombs and killings and all this. Well, how come people ain't been blowing themselves up in Israel? If Muslims is terrorists, if Muslims are suicide bombers, why they're not going into Israel, or why them Muslim Palestinians that just seem to go about their life every day are not blowing themselves up? Because it's propaganda by the Jews, by the Zionist state. And those that support Benjamin Netanyahu, you are the problem. Here in America and abroad. UCLA. These pro-Palestinian protesters made themselves an encampment. But it's kind of strange that UCLA hired security for them and not security for the Jews. But when the Jews came, they started clashing. They started punching, kicking. Tension started to arise. And then they made a big old stage right adjacent to the protesters and put up a huge Israel flag that now is symbolizing not only genocide, but also hatred and Zionism. Then they were blasting microphones and songs all night long. So if you can tell me that every protester has the right to protest, when does it come to time to where this protester that's coming is only here to aggravate and to upset the original protester? Every time the Jews, or those that call themselves Jews, or those that back the Zionist regime and their goons, like Benjamin Netanyahu, when you support these people, you support their tactics. And how do you expect for these Jews here to have respect for a cause when they're having no respect at their homeland? They're not getting no respect. They're being murdered, slaughtered, wiped off the face of the earth. But then you get mad at the protesters that just say, hey, we ain't on no sides, but we want to call an end to innocent men, innocent women, and children being killed. But then you say, oh, when you support Palestine, you're supporting anti-Semitics and all this anti-Semitism. And listen, these people that call themselves Jews, they are not Semites. They don't even look like Semites. They don't have no hue to their skin. These people that lie to you all day and say, hey, we're the lost tribe of Israel. Go back and do homework that these Zionists, you can only be a Jew if your mother is a Jew. Now, in all religious texts, the lineage of who you are, who you're related to, and where you came from only comes from the Father. But these Jews say, hey, nah. You feel me? We're Jews we're original people by our mother. No, you're not. You might be Jewish, but you're not a Jew. And they know this. And in order to continue that lie and to propagate that lie, they have to go against everything and anything. How do you sit up here and oppose one person for saying one thing, but when Benjamin Netanyahu calls for the mass murder of women, doctors, people in the medical field, when they just found a whole mass graveyard with people with medical gloves still on, their hands bound and tied, and then people gonna say, oh, the Muslims, they blow themselves up, and the Muslims do this, and the Muslims do that. Well, riddle me this. How come if the Muslims have so much audacity to fly into Israel on bicycles like they fucking Mary Poppins, why the fuck they don't got the audacity to blow themselves up in the Jewish compounds? I mean, you want me to believe that that's a part of my religion, right? Or you want me to believe that this is just what Muslims do? They terrorize and they commit suicidal bombs. How come none of this is going on inside Israel? And then you say, oh, if you say from the river to the sea, you're racist. But what about if you're killing from the river to the sea? What about if you're forcing people out of their homes from the river to the sea? What is that? Is that racism? Is that bigotry? Is that hate? Is that genocide? Ahmed Belton, I don't get it. The Scorpion, is that a joke or something? The Scorpion King, I don't get it. But continuing on, these protests here in California and America are starting out peaceful. Why is it that tensions only arise when the Jews come around? Because the Jews and those that call themselves Jews, these people that's on the front line protesting the protesters, they don't have no good in them. They have no good in them. And then the media puts these people, oh, I fear for my life. But what about the people that's scared to say that, hey, stop the killing? Jews are causing all the tension at this given moment. They're causing tension in the Middle East. They're causing tension here in America. No way in hell should you be coming to a protest only to aggravate those that are protesting. If you are coming to aggravate those that are protesting, you are terrorizing the public. You are terrorizing the people from their freedom of speech. You are spreading hate. You're spreading bigotry, and you're spreading animosity. You can't sit up here and say, oh, I respect their freedom of speech, but I don't respect what they're speaking on. I mean, it's a lot of people that don't have respect and don't respect the fact that the Jews have control of Hollywood. The Jews have control of the newspaper. The Jews have control of media. The Jews have control of hip hop. See, everywhere you turn, there's a Jew or one who calls himself a Jew. And then you're mad at me because I pointed out. There's nothing more racist than to get on television or to get in a public arena and say what you are being seen, what you are being shown on TV is a lie. The people that want you to believe that what you are seeing on TV is a lie is the people that are coming to your protest to cause animosity and friction. Listen, you talking about we need to deal. I mean, it's true. But this ain't no Black Power speak. This ain't no Black Power moment right here. And that's what you people fail to realize. This is not a moment of when I'm out here, hey, Black Power. We are speaking about genocide. And for you to bring in a systematic sentence to drive away from the foundation of this conversation is baffling to me. But if you want to talk about we need to deal with Black on Black crime, why don't you go do the statistics? Black on Black crime is way down. Why don't you deal with, and you want to talk about reparations? Reparations? Oh, but you want to sit up here and say you hate the white man and that, you know, fuck the white man this and fuck the white man that, but then you asking him to give you something? You sound like a slave. I'm not saying that if they gave out reparations, I wouldn't take it. But you sitting on here on social media begging for it. We need to talk about reparations. Nigga, they ain't gave it to you then. They ain't gave it to you by now. Nigga, when they gonna give it to you? The closest to reparations you got, nigga, was when Trump was in office and he handed out that PPP and all that shit. Yeah. That's the closest to reparations you gonna get. Because you want to sit up here and everybody want, oh, look at the blacks. Look at what the blacks do. Look what the blacks were given. It's almost 800 million. It's almost 800 million billionaires in America, but only 17 of them are black. Now, since Ahmed, you want to talk about Black on Black crime, let's talk about them 17 black billionaires in America that ain't doing shit for the black community. So if you want to talk about Black on Black crime, a brother that's holding $1 billion that ain't doing nothing for no other brothers is worse in my eyes than a brother that is systematically, mentally fucked up and is out there gangbanging and killing his people. A nigga with $1 billion, a black man with $1 billion that ain't doing nothing for no other black people, ain't building no credit, ain't you know what I'm saying, creating businesses to where he only hires blacks. That's the stool pigeon. He ain't trickling down the wealth. It's only 17 black billionaires in America, right? But it's over 700 other billionaires. And I bet you each race got over 17. So you want to talk on black crime? Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. The lady that got rich off of black people coming to watch her shows, but wouldn't build a all-black girls' school in Chicago, but went and built one in the motherland for supposedly for the advancement of whatever. But 2 weeks after it being opened, a lot of children went missing, huh? Wonder where they went, Jeffrey Epstein. And then again, they went back and they took her kids again out of her school. And then they blamed it on the Muslims. Yeah, Boko Haram. Oh, you want to talk about somebody else? P. Diddy, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. I don't fucking Obama. You want to talk about black on black crime, my brother? Let's talk about it. Because Obama, whom you probably love and cherish, was the biggest black on black crime there was. Didn't do nothing for the black community, but did everything for the gay community. I don't care if you're gay. Nigga, you black. So miss me with the black on black crime and we need to deal with our issues and we need to deal with that. And, you know, at the end of the day, nigga, it's fuck black people just like it's fuck Mexicans, fuck everybody else that's against my race. If you not helping my race, I can't have no fucking sympathy to your kind. And I'm talking about black people. If you don't have no sympathy for the advancement of black people, you got no sympathy for what the fuck you going through. Okay, now you want to talk about Bill Cosby and Magic Johnson. Okay. Bill Cosby did a whole lot. But this nigga over there at his house dropping Quaaludes and bitches drinking, raping them. I don't give a fuck if them hoes knew what was going on at Bill's house. This nigga Bill was raping bitches. Yeah. Put some Molly in her drink and she ain't even know it. That bitch got put in the bed and she ain't even know it. Yeah, let's talk about it. These is the type of black people you want to throw out there. Magic Johnson. Fucked up contract with the Lakers. I wonder how his son became so goddamn flamboyant gay. How does a child become that flamboyant gay when there's no homosexual behavior being shown in this house? Oh, that has nothing to do with it. Okay, Magic Johnson. All the stake in the Lakers, all the money in the Dodgers. Nigga, I don't see that many black fucking baseball players on the Dodgers. I don't see that nigga going back and nigga doing nothing for the nigga. Fuck your goddamn movies. Fuck your goddamn restaurants. Nigga, that's taking my money. Nigga, give something back. So when you want to talk about people, you should talk about people that Huey P. Newton, that his people wouldn't get right, that he lost his mind and went on drugs. Mutulu Shakur, Mumia Abu-Jamal, H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, Fred Hampton. Talk about some real people that have some real solutions. And see, that's what's wrong with Black America. Black Americans keep looking to these social generated stars as people of precedence. I love Bill Cosby. Nigga did a whole lot, but the nigga also said some fucked up things about black people. Yeah, you think, you don't know? LA Times magazine, who was late 90s, early 2000s, he was in there saying, oh, them people, meaning people of the ghetto, black people of the ghetto, they not his people. The nigga wanted to buy NBC for what? Nigga could have went and bought his own channel, nigga, and started his own news station and told blacks to go watch that news. See, when you deal in the realm of these people that you say you don't like, you have to pay a price, bro. You have to pay a price. And that's what they call selling your soul to the devil. You can't sit up here and name people Magic Johnson and Bill Cosby. Nigga, have you forgot that they killed Bill Cosby's son because the nigga was getting too black? It's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe to this shit. Don't miss out on this shit. It's real talk, man. Don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from it. Because a lot of you, I just was talking on the phone to the homie, and the homie gonna tell me, he said he be driving around and he be doing his little, you know, he be doing the Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? But he said, oh, I'll be going in these businesses, and I'm like, where are the black people at? Black people don't want to work. If a nigga like money, a nigga want to work. But how does a black man continuously being seen as a working product or a person that works when that's not the picture that America wants to paint of its black cattle? I mean, the people of Palestine are experiencing on a different note the hatred in an enormous figure, in an enormous fashion, the hatred that somebody could have for their race at one time. So now after the war is done, they have already been systematically programmed that you don't fuck with Israel. So now what do? These people gonna go off to the wayside. A lot of people love to say, oh, this person ain't this or this person ain't that. But the person that's saying this about that person has fatter and more atrocious baggage than the person they talking about. And I'm talking about Israel. The same people that invented the gas chamber, a Jew invented the gas chamber. The same people that constructed the concentration camps, the Jews constructed the concentration camps on how to keep them in. Go ahead and look it up. They lie to you all the time. I'm just saying. So these protesters are getting a lot of backlash because they are protesting genocide. It's the same thing when somebody non-skin tone speaks up for those that call themselves blacks. Oh man, but they start bringing out the statistics. Who owns the statistics? Who can manipulate the statistics? They said Trump did it with the election. They said Joe Biden did it with his election. So who owns it? Their friends. You want me to tell you where you see black people at? Black people working? Go shop at a fucking black shop. Go patronize a black business. Just like you've been taught that these people on this side of the field have good food, nigga, reintegrate that to your own people. See, black people are so quick to say, fuck other black people. And so quick to run to somewhere else. But then when it comes to their people, they want to say, oh, we got people like this and we got people like that. But when they get to where they're going, where are they? Where are they? Those that say that that care about humanity, where are they? These Jews are systematically being taught and being pushed out into the community to cause dissension. If you could tell me that USC campus started out rowdy and that they just went on a binge of breaking shit, then I wouldn't have nothing to say. But these people are calling it in for genocide, not nothing else. And then you have protesters protesting that. What is the world coming to? Oh, these people been like that. And you say, oh, Pharaoh, you giving the Jews a bad rap, and the Jews, they don't deserve that. And well, why are these people that are calling themselves Jews bringing their ass to the protest and can't contain themselves? They know what's going on. That's like when you take your child to Disneyland or you take your child to a candy shop. You tell your child, don't get in here and get to acting all bad. But as soon as they get in there, what they get to do? What do they get to do? Oh, Mom, can I go on this ride? Mom, can I have this candy? Mom, can I have that lollipop? Mom, can I have this Twix? This is what kids do because they're not mentally developed. So they go in there. So these Jews come, they're not mentally developed. They just, oh, I'm so proud to be Jewish that I'm going to say that these protesters are wrong. How are they wrong when they're being bombarded with bombs and gas and guns? Red Helter Skelter. Helter Skelter, Soledad Brothers, the spook that sat by the door, Ayatollah Khomeini, Castro, Uthman Dan Fodio, Sheikh Anta Diop, Naeem Akbar. I mean, come on, bro. Helter Skelter. I mean, and then, I mean, these is things like, and then Helter Skelter. This is an analogy of a sick, perverted white man's mind. We keep going to books that have no freaking essence. This is why we're in the situation that we're in. Oh, you need to read this, you need to read that. You're reading books that will get you haughty. You're reading books that will entice your emotions before you read books that entice your intelligence. You have to entice your intelligence before you entice your emotions. You got to know that you got emotions, that you work emotionally. Female or not, every human being has emotions. Why? Because that's your direct connection with God. When you get that feeling and you be like, oh, wait a minute, man, that alley don't look, oh, that's an emotion. So you telling me you too emotional? We have been programmed to say being emotionally aware is being an emotional wreck. There's a difference from being emotionally aware and emotionally unattached. If you're emotionally aware, you know what's going on. You listen to that stomach. You listen, that's an emotion that God gave every person. That's his cell line. That's my cell line. Now it's up to you to answer that phone and be like, hey, okay, I heard, I'm going this way. But we don't do that. Yes. Deshaun Jones, yes. We have lived and learned off everything they have found pleasing. Sugar, music. Every religion says that music is of the devil. In Africa and other countries, all we did was beat drums and dance, vibe. Caucasian music. The devil's playground. That's what every religion says. So don't blame me, blame the religion if you want to blame somebody. Being a freak of the week, Caucasian. Having no respect for morals, rules, and regulations, Caucasians. Like we accept things that are not good for ourselves. It amazes me how we can see things unfold right in front of our eyes and have no sympathy and nothing for it. And the homie, I mean, one of the things the homie was telling me earlier, he said that he was like basically, I mean, we was actually, you know what I'm saying, on the same lines, but we wasn't on the line together, so to speak. But he was saying that you can't blame certain people for having unity. You can't blame certain people for having love for their kind. But I was just telling them that I can blame those that have loyalty to their own people when they use that loyalty as bigotry. When they push people out because of that loyalty. When you have authority over something, you don't misuse it. And when you misuse it, you become a tyrant. And if you keep it on, you become like a totalitarian government. You become like King Leopold. To be honest with you, it's to a certain degree of, you saying Satan ritual or satanic rituals, voodoo, which was transformed to like black magic. I mean, people will call that Satanistic rituals. People would say that I forgot the name of the Muslims that go Sufism, that go into the mystics of Islam and the sciences, I guess. Some people would say that that's satanic rituals. But I get what you're saying. That Caucasian race has opened up the worms of practicing bestiality, practicing, satanic rituals. But rap also is a satanic ritual. Rap is also the devil's playground. We think that, this is why they say word, watch what you say, because words cut deep. This is why God, I think, my doctrine, my analogy, not set in stone by the Creator, my analogy is that since words are so powerful, they motivate you. They motivate you into a realm of thinking that you're driving your body into that realm. But when in all actuality and all totally openness of it, you're being enticed. You're in a way being hypnotized to start thinking like this. Now, if you feel like that and you vibe on that, that's different. But when you release these thoughts into actions, that's when we have a problem. It says, so God is wrong because what Jew there is, no more Jew there. Genocide, most of these ancient Bible nations are gone. Actually, in all actuality, this is the reason why we have the problems that we're having now. It's not that the Bible nation is gone. It's not that people haven't told us about it before. It's the fact that people refuse to believe in what's actually being said. Just like with the Gaza situation, people are refusing to believe that the Jewish state is wrong for what they are doing in the Middle East. And this is why Jews here, or those that call themselves Jews, protest the protesters, because they don't want nobody to know the truth. They don't want nobody to know that prior to 1948, Jews, Christians, and Muslims, Arabs, were all living right there together, peacefully. No wars, no hatred, no walking the street at night, Jews killing Muslims, Muslims killing Jews, Christians killing Jews and Muslims, none of that. It was only until correlation of what's going on today. The only time that these problems in the Middle East arose is when these Jews came in to take something that wasn't theirs. Those that were there, not even the Jews prior to them being there, said, hey, all y'all come in and y'all change the government. I don't think nobody is that stupid to invite a new leadership into their house and say, you don't have to respect us. No. So if you don't believe that, then why are you protesting the protesters? If you believe that these so-called Jews went over there and they said, hey, can you open your doors to us? And the people of the Middle East said, yeah, come on in. And then it's like, no. They didn't want them there from the beginning. It was people there from the beginning. Like, and then it was Jews that was telling them, like, y'all can't, like, don't force yourself into the Holy Land if we the people. People are one-sided in this situation. And if your eyes can't see what's actually being done, what's going on, fuck you. Straight up. I mean, fuck you. Like I said, if August 7th actually happened, and I'm not saying it didn't, but if it actually happened and people actually died in Israel because of whatever happened, I mean, they're innocent. Who wouldn't feel like, you know what I mean? But how do I, as a black man, give a fuck about anybody else's plight when don't nobody give a fuck about mine? So you see how that works? How can the Palestinians give a fuck about the Jews when the Jews don't even give a fuck about the Palestinians? Bro, astaghfirullah. And the rule of Islam is that when it's Jews, Christians, and Muslims have been living in what now they call Arabia for centuries. Yes, during the Prophet Muhammad's time. But also, what you fail to mention is that when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when people were in power, the Prophet, it is sunnah that you treat every constituent the same. If you are over Jews, you do not treat Jews bad because you are a Muslim. You do not treat a Catholic wrong because you are a Muslim. You do not treat a Christian wrong because you are a Muslim. If you are a Muslim and people are underneath your authority, you treat them and protect them with all rights, just like you would a Muslim. So to say that it's been going on, you have to clarify that, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and those of the Caliphate have always included Jews, Christians, and Catholics in their constituents. Now, what have we done centuries down the line? Allahu A'lam. Allah knows best. But Muslims, Christians, and Jews have always been living there peacefully. It is not until 1948, when these Jews come from getting their ass kicked in Germany, do they go to Palestine and say, hey, we gonna kick y'all ass. Why y'all not bombing Germany? Why y'all not kicking Germany ass? That's what baffles me. Why go from Germany to Palestine and kick ass, but you wouldn't go from Palestine to Germany to kick ass? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. So just like the Jews went to the Middle East and caused tension and friction and hell over there, So same thing you're doing it with the campus protest. You're sitting up degrading these people's truth, diminishing these people's truth. And their truth is that their family and that their countrymen are being slaughtered by the same people you choosing to protect. It's that time again to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe to this. Don't miss out on this. And like I said, man, these Jews are baiting these protesters. They are, doing certain things to these protesters to where they're literally egging these protesters on into like physical altercation. I mean, putting a big Star of David in front of protesters. It's like, hey, like, we don't give a fuck. So I appreciate all that attended. I'm gonna say it's that time again, for y'all to share, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, man, because I just speak on truth, man. I don't really speak on my feelings because I feel certain ways about shit, and I feel conflicted about certain ways. Just like this protest. Like, I don't agree with UCLA blocking off the library so other students can't get in, but I also understand that is a part of accommodation. So to unaccommodate y'all and y'all are not accommodating us and our money, we're gonna do this. Now for Columbia University in New York, they just outright start breaking windows, defacing property. To me, that's not a protest. I don't agree with it. And I feel like all those that do deface property and don't stand firm and stand on business, they need to go to jail. I mean, shit, nigga, if you taking advantage of a certain situation at a certain time, take your ass to jail. And this is what you have to realize yourself. On the West Coast, all the protests have been moderately peaceful. But as soon as you go to the left wing, shit gets violent. I wonder why. I wonder who sent them people out there. I wonder who was involved in it. I wonder, and then, they're all white kids. It didn't look like it was too many Palestinians. They were all mostly Caucasian. Could be Jewish. You never know. But it's that time again. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the motherfucking job. I got 5. Let's talk. Real talk. And that's just what it is, man. It's always real talk over here. If you have anything to say, you ever want to go live, I can send you the link. We can link up, go live, debate it, talk about it, agree about it. It's an open platform. It's an open podcast. Don't be scared to get in the comments, say how you feel, or pitch me some ideas of, go look up this, Pharaoh, see what they doing over here. It's just time for a lot of people to wake up. And it's not just, it's like how the saying goes, if they do it to them, they'll do it to you. So if they did it to us, they'll do it to you. People need to wake up to what's really going on, what's really being done, who's really behind it. And to that, I say, peace, man. Stay focused. Stay focused.